I need to one of these days, like off stream, I need to figure out how to turn off this. I guess I don't know if there's a setting for it in here or if it's just I'm just gonna have to live with this for the rest of my life. But it's still doing that thing where the audio or my headphones are like replaying my voice in my head like a second later, a second later than I'm talking. That is going to be very annoying. But hey, I dealt with it last time. I think I sort of got used to it last time. I don't know what I did. Maybe let me put the ears a little bit further off my head. Maybe that'll help. It probably isn't. Anyways, so this is the second Switch stream in a row. I didn't really intend for that to happen, but now I've got shiny fever, so I feel like I need to keep going until we catch a shiny. Last time was such a bust. We tried for what, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and nothing to show for it except for like, I want to say ghastlies, over 50 ghastlies, over 40 something Grimers. It wasn't pretty. So, that being said, hopefully tonight, I thought of this plan a couple days ago, and it's not really well, it is a strange plan. It's not I don't need to do this, but I want to do this. So, that'll be fun. Shoot, I forgot. Hold on. Wow, okay, I'm talking to myself. Sorry. I forgot I have to open Twitch too because I can't see the chat at the same time. Okay. Puppy, what's up? Hi, finally. I have to have Twitch open in a window next to my thing, and I didn't open it yet. But I did now. It went you didn't miss anything. We didn't catch any shinies. I got my chain of ghastlies up really high, and then I think one ran away, and that was that. So, right. So I may as well jump into it. Does anyone else hear that clicking noise? It's like I can't tell if maybe it's just me. I don't know. But like it sounds like a slight like static. If I'm quiet, of course, if I stop talking, then it's not going to happen again. That's just my luck. Anyways, let me know if that is a thing. I might try and see if, I mean, everything's plugged in okay. My microphone, I don't know, but it's like barely noticeable on my end. So hopefully it's just like a background kind of thing. But let's jump right in here. You don't hear anything? Good. As long as y'all don't hear it, I don't really care. It can static for me all at once, but as long as y'all are fine, that's the main thing. I'm being a rebel. I'm not using that wrist strap. I'm gonna throw my controller at the TV and break the whole thing. Right, so first let's just get started here. Let's just open the game. Hello, Ponka. Welcome. Nice to see you once again for the first time in a few days. Let's just get in here, and then I'll sort of explain what we're going to do. I don't even remember if I saved. Yeah, I must have saved, because we were up here for a while. Okay, so even if I didn't save, we wouldn't have lost anything. So, as a quick recap, last time we were aiming for a shiny Grimer, and a shiny Ghastly. Didn't catch anything. I think I already released all the extras, so let's just wipe that from the record, okay? Let's strike that. That was just a practice round. So tonight, first of all, let's see how our girl is doing. You're furrowing your brow. Why? Oh, probably because she knows what I'm about to say, and she doesn't quite enjoy the idea. But it's happening anyway, Ponka. Here, have some consolatory head scritches. Right. So here's the deal, right? We're already shiny hunting. So, I was thinking about it. I haven't beaten the Elite Four yet still. And I said I might do that on stream. So then I thought, well, when I was in middle school, I replayed through Pokemon Blue. And I was fighting the Elite Four. And I think when I was in middle school age, I was like slightly smarter than I am now, strategy-wise. So I caught a Magikarp and I evolved it into a Gyarados and I got it up to level like 85, I think. Not quite level 100, but as close to level 100 as my patience carried for. So I got it up to level 85 and I taught it Thunderbolts. And I don't know why I had the hardest time with Lorelei. And I didn't have much of a hard time with anyone else, but I'd always die on her, or half my Pokemon would die against her, and then I'd have a hard time for the rest of the people. So I caught this I caught this Magikarp, evolved it into a Gyarados, leveled it all the way up to 85, taught it Thunderbolt, so that way when I fought against Lorelei, most of her attacks didn't affect the Gyarados because it's water type, and also I had a type advantage from the moves because it knew Thunderbolts. I don't know if that even worked. I think it did, from what I remember. I might be remembering wrong. I don't know. But, anyways. Oh, you kind of hear the static now? Oh, shoot. Well, I hope my headphones aren't dying. Everything's plugged in, so if anything, it's... I don't know. But as long as it's slight, that's fine. Anyways, long story short, my plan is, right, I want to stunt. I want to flex, right, on the Elite Four. Because it's been 20 years, you know. I've been fighting them off and on all this time, my whole life, basically. We've had our little thing going on for the last 20 years. So I kind of just want to roll up to the Elite Four in this game for the first time in a couple years. Well, since I streamed Blue, really. But anyways, I want to roll up on them with this giant, shiny, level as close to 100 as possible Gyarados, right? He's going to be my ace in the hole. And I kind of want to roll up with the same feeling of, like, as if I'm visiting my ex-husband's house in my new wife's Maserati limo, right? Just strolling through to see how he's doing. I want it to be like that, but in the form of me pulling up to the Elite Four on this giant shiny Gyarados. So, step one, we're going to need to find a shiny Magikarp, first of all. That's the plan, like, long term. I might do most of the leveling off stream, but anyways. So that's the plan. Ponka, what are your thoughts? I've already explained this to her. She wasn't too thrilled. But now she don't even care. She's distracted by wind. So I guess that means she's down. Ponka, you're an important part of this operation. You're going to have to surf us across the water. So first of all, let's go, I guess, off the coast of Cinnabar probably has the strongest Magikarps, right? The highest level, I guess. No, shoot. Here. So let's go to Cinnabar or something. I guess we'll see. Maybe in, no, not in Seafoam. That would be strange. You don't hear it most of the time? Excellent. That's fine. As long as it's minor, that's fine. Alright, we're gonna be sailing on the water, so we're gonna have to change our attire for this. We can't be surfing in funeral clothes. Here. Let's do sailor tee. And sailor bandana, yeah. And that's not what no, oh shoot, I did that wrong. No. I want that, yes, okay. And let's take it off the ears, because she's going to be wearing a hat, so. And then, there. And we need some different shades, I think. There we go. We styling. Now, welcome to like half the stream where we coordinate outfits for the rest of the night. Now this is an important step. You know, we gotta look the part if we're gonna catch a shiny Magikarp. There. I actually don't like the sailor shoes with the sailor stuff. Like, oh, I guess they're okay. No, I'm thinking of the formal shoes. The formal shoes, I guess because I got the darkest skin tone because I'm black, but like, they kind of blend into my skin tone. So usually with the suit, I wear the sailor shoes. Anyways, now that we look fly, we gotta sea skim. I should go shopping. No, hold on. Let's see. Let me check how many supplies I have. I don't remember how many I have left over from trying to catch all those Ghastlies. That shit. Oh, we need more Ultra Balls. Okay. Let's pause. Let's fix this. I wonder if... Hold on. My headphones are plugged in okay, but I wonder if it's because I've got the capture card itself resting on a bucket of quarters on the floor. So let me, like, stabilize it. Maybe that'll help. There's nothing to really stabilize it on. My whole setup is kind of bananas, so it's kind of hard to adjust anything. Okay, that should be fine. I think. Probably. Alright, hopefully that helps. Okay, so. Give me like 500 of these. Shoot. We're gonna go broke, I'm telling you. Let's get 51 for now. I'd like to get up to 100, but, I mean, how much would that cost? We only have like $50,000 left. Shoot. Well, that should be fine, because we have plenty of everything else, so. Alright, let's get into it. I'm gonna be really upset if Magikarps move around as much as Ghastlies do. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oh, sniffing at the salty air, I feel you. Alright, let's get into it. I haven't actually fought most of these people, so we might accidentally fight some people, which is fine because we need the money, so I guess that's a good thing. So basically we're just doing the same thing that we did last time, just kind of hope for the best, I guess. Fish. Target number 1 acquired. You know, let me not start with Ultra Balls. Let's work our way up here. Oh, well then the circle turns red. Okay, that's fine. I mean, they're fish. How hard can it be? Alright. We're already on the way. 30 more of those and we should be seeing some shinies, I hope. 31 as a chain doesn't really sound like a lot until you actually start doing it. Like, it sounds like, oh, 31, that's no big deal. But, when you gotta worry about them running away, or just your aim being terrible because your Switch can't pick up your motion controls because, the thing is being blocked by my fan, which is holding up the quarters, which is holding the capture card, so, sometimes that throws a wrench into things. There. Oh, for goodness sakes. Come on now. You're only number 2. Don't start getting so sassy. Wow. Alright. So, hopefully that's not an omen of how things are about to go. Our chain was 1, and it was already broken. Alright, that's fine. You know, I'd be upset if that happened, like, 15 into the chain, but that was only the first, you know, that's just a little practice. Little practice. Hunting for Pokemon in this game is so much less painful than Red and Blue. Yes, it is. Mainly because you can pick whichever ones you run into, for the most part, unless they spawn right on top of you. I gotta be careful about this. I don't want her to see me. I haven't fought her. There we go. That's part of why I like it, because a lot of people didn't like when they changed to this, where you don't, it's not a random encounter exactly, it's just like, you run into the Pokemon. But I dig it. Because nobody wants to, especially if you're hunting a Pokemon that's in, like, a cave, and it's not Zubat or Geodude, like, nobody wants to, you just keep running away from all the ones you don't want, and then you just waste your time. Oh, come on. Okay, I need to actually, wow. Maybe if I go somewhere else, the fish won't be as wily. I'll try a few more. That's where you left off in blue? Interesting. We're on the same wavelength. I'm telling you, I didn't expect Magikarps to be so, feisty. Maybe they did that on purpose. Shoot. Come on now. I mean, I guess you can't really... Maybe it's because I'm... Shoot. Well, maybe starting off near Cinnabar was a bad idea. I didn't expect them to be so, jumpy. Wow. Wow. Alright. I'm getting more excellent and great throws than I've ever gotten in my entire life. With nothing to show for it. Okay. So clearly this plan is going to be totally worth it. This plan is going to be... When I pull up to the Elite Four in this giant red... I've never actually... I don't think I have a Gyarados yet in this game. I've caught a Magikarp before, but I never evolved it. So I wonder what it looks like when you ride around on it. I wonder if it's like Onix, where it kind of like slithers around while you're riding on it. Maybe... What is wrong with this thing? Can I... Let's try a Great Ball. Okay. Cool. Alright. Wow. Alright. Ooh, okay, okay. Maybe they heard me. Like, maybe they overheard my plan. So they're not gonna make it easy. Finally, goodness gracious. Alright, cool. So I think our chain is back up to 1. That's fine. I wonder if I could... You know what, actually, I might go somewhere else and then, like, build up my chain with lower level Magikarps that aren't as feisty, and then come back here to look for the shiny. So that... You know what I mean? So it'll still be a high level, but we won't be dealing with all this nonsense. No, probably, the lower level ones are probably just as terrible, honestly. With my luck, anyway. Just for me, they'd be this feisty, all of them. Yeah, you get to see, like, what each one looks like. You know? What each one looks like when it's out of the Pokeball. I've never actually... I don't think I've never walked around with a Magikarp before. Let's do it real quick. Alright, our chain is 2. This is the best chain we've gotten in the last 20 minutes. Let's see what it looks like out of the Pokeball. I've never actually done it before. Okay, so... Oh, here's one I already... Viathan! He was my first one. He's only level 7, so... Normally I'd use him, but we need to roll up in style, you know? Not that Viathan isn't stylish or anything, but... Here. What do you look like? Wow. Fantastic. He's actually flopping faster than I'm running. Look, he's really going faster. Look. Bro, you are Speedy Gonzalez. Look at you. What in the world? That's the last... Like, I was expecting the flopping around, but I was not expecting the speed, the agility. Look at that. He is nimble. Look at him. Look at him go. Look, okay. So clearly, Magikarp... People say that Magikarp is a terrible Pokemon, but how terrible can it be if it can do this? Honestly. Alright, that's enough of that. We gotta... We're wasting time. Not really. That was the opposite of a waste of time. I'm gonna actually try what I said before. Let's go to, like, some different body of water and see if that's any easier to build up the chain. Ponka, how rude! You can't just be snorting. Okay. Now take me to... I guess, like... Where's the first body of water you get to? Probably down... Well, down here is right below Pallet Town, but you don't get there till later, so it's probably not the best idea. What about, like, up here near Cerulean? Gotta go fast. See, you know? So imagine how Gyarados is gonna be outside of the Pokeball. Look at this rate. Ooh! What do you see, fish child? Oh, that's cute. You're taking in the scent of the flowers. You know, that's a chance that not very many fish get. Smelling flowers. Look at these moves. At this rate, he's gonna get there faster than we do. To the ocean. I guess he smells the water. Oh, goodness. Why am I going all the way over here? But, wait. I wonder if... Shoot. This isn't where I thought we were. Oh well. It's too late now. Let's go back this way. I want to go... shoot. I think I was thinking of that, like, canal between... underneath Bill's house, but I don't know if any Pokemon spawn there, or if any Magikarp do. I think I'm getting that mixed up with, that water next to... I think it's next to Lavender Town, maybe? In which case we might need to fly again, because I don't think... I don't want to go through a cave again. Let's just see. I think it's over here. Because it's before the cave, I think? Yes, it is. Okay. Here we go. Alright. I wonder how many fish show up here. It's sort of a more narrow body of water than I expected, or than I remembered. Dratini! What? Oh! Okay. Pause. Pause on the Magikarp train. Our chain of 2 Magikarp is about to be sacrificed. I don't think I've caught one of these yet. No, we gotta get out the Ultra Ball for this. Okay. Okay, please. 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 No. Please. Wow, okay. I'm so nervous. I'm just whiffing everything. Okay. Oh, yeah. I really don't think I've caught one yet. New Pokemon. Yeah. Oh, good job, Viathan. You did such a good job. Ayy. Long thought to be a myth, this Pokemon's existence was only recently confirmed by a fisherman who caught one. And us. Nice. Well, that was unexpected. And a fish. Excellent. Alright. That'll work. Now let me see if... Let's see how difficult or easy this is with a Pokeball. The circle isn't red like it was before, so that's a good sign. Please... Okay. I swear when it... That's fine. Y'all know I don't throw that bad. I mean, my throws are terrible, but... Oh, come on. My hand... My wrists doesn't do so well with the... That's no excuse. It does. It's just... I don't know. Me and motion controls don't really get along. Ever since the Wii, It's just, I think it hates me. My hand, it can sense my hand through the controller and it just doesn't want to cooperate. The height was 5'11". That's taller than me. Well, I guess the length. That's like 6 inches taller than me. A Dratini is longer than I am tall. That's good to know. Yeah, that hole in their house. And they never fix it. Like, I beat Team Rocket months ago. In-game, probably months ago. And they still chilling with a crater in their wall. Tentacle. Wow, okay. I didn't mean to do that. I still haven't fought this dude. This Slowpoke dude. Eventually. This is more of a narrow body of water than I thought, so it's going to make it harder to avoid other Pokemon that aren't Magikarp. So I hope that's not an issue. Alright, here we go again. Alright. Good. Good. You thought the Magikarp behind me was a wild one? Just some random wild Magikarp flopping up behind me. What if that could happen in the Pokemon universe? Because I mean, like, clearly it's possible for Magikarp and other water Pokemon to travel on lands. So what if you're just chilling next to the river or something, and a Magikarp flies itself out of the water, splashes itself out of the water, and just starts, like, following you? I guess it would be kind of like sewer crocodiles. Or I guess more like those fish that fly into fishermen's boats. That would make more sense than sewer crocodiles. I don't know what in the world. Alright, I think we're back up to 2. Out of a chain of 33. Well, 31. I mean, so far so good. We got a Dratini, so that counts for something. Not quite for the Magikarp, but, I mean, it counts for something. Please. I can't tell if it was a good idea to, come here instead of Cinnabar Island or not. I guess sort of. Please. I like how they bust out of the ball for excellent throws. And then for throws that aren't even nice, they stay in the ball. It's like reverse psychology. That video where the fishermen accidentally catch a seal in the net? Yeah. Oh, I mean, like, the poor seal, but it was pretty funny. And the seal is just looking around like, why? What have you done? That poor confused seal and those poor confused fishermen. Like, imagine when they were hauling up the net and they felt that giant seal weight, and it's like, how many fish did we catch? Did we catch all the fish in this ocean? But nah, it's just a giant seal man. Oof, okay. We're fine. We're still fine. See, why can't they all be like that? Why can't they all be as cooperative? I mean, I may as well keep Viathan in the party for more levels. Maybe she'll turn into a Gyarados faster than we can catch a golden Magikarp. I'm still doing the shiny thing though, even if that happens. We've come too far for this already, so. Please. I'm throwing as hard as I can. See, the motion controls on the Switch are better in some ways and also not in some ways. If you looked at my arm in real life, you'd think I was throwing accurately, but apparently not really from the game. For some games I've found it's actually not so bad. Like with the Wii, sometimes you'd be struggling. Like you know when you have your Wiimote and you can see the cursor on the screen, and your hand will be perfectly steady, like rock steady, and the cursor on the screen would be jumping around like you're being electrocuted because the signal wasn't that good. From what I can tell so far with the Switch, it's not as bad as that. But sometimes, like in cases like this, where I know I'm doing sort of an accurate motion and it does the exact opposite. Another Dratini! Oh, that's not what we're catching. Oh, that's... Shoot, diggity dang it. Okay, I might do a Dratini hunt at some point now that I know they show up here. But we're like 5 deep into this Magikarp chain, so, not today, I guess. One of these days, though. I just wish Shiny Dragonite didn't look like that. But it's still cool, you know. I'd probably keep it as a Dragonair, to be honest. The same subspecies, yeah. Oh, fish. I thought that was a... What? Oh, that must be a Krabby on the land. Yeah, typing on the Wii. It's like trying to type on a tiny little phone keyboard, like a flip phone keyboard before, like, smartphones were a thing. Always hitting the letter next to the one you need to, because the thing would be shaking around so much. Alright, sweet. What is that, number 6? 5, 6? 6, excellent. We're really getting somewhere now. We're deep in there. I kind of wish... I remember this river being wider than it was. Maybe because I hadn't actually surfed on it before. I just did the same thing. I thought Viathan following behind us was a wild one. I'll probably go back to the ocean. I'd like to get all the way up to a chain of... I'm not even throwing to the left, please. Okay. I'll probably go back when... I'm probably going to max out my chain at 31. And then go back to the ocean and just kind of swim around until we see a golden one. Because, like, I thought about starting my chain here and then going to the ocean, like, around when I catch, like, 15 and then finishing out the chain. But there's so much... I mean, they're hard to catch anyway, clearly, but I'm doing a lot better here. So if I were to go back to the ocean before the chain is maxed out, then what if one of them breaks the chain? You know, and then we're back to square one. So I may as well max it out from here. As boring as this L-shaped, I guess more of a backwards C-shaped river is. I really thought it was more scenic than this, but it's legit just power plant, pink dude, fence, mountain, and grass. And that's it. Occasionally we get a scenic glimpse of some of the land Pokemon that are spawning in the grass down there, but mostly not. Mostly it's just this. It'll be worth it though. It will be 100% worth it, I assure you. If you save with a chain and restart, does the chain stay? I haven't actually tried. I don't think so, because I read, I was looking at what breaks a chain, and it said when you catch a different kind of Pokemon, or if the Pokemon runs away, or if you turn off the game. So I don't think it saves, I don't think it carries over, even if you save the game. Which is sort of a bummer if you get all the way up to 31, and then before you catch the shiny, you have to turn off the game. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't carry over. That'd be cool if it did. Shoot. I can kind of see why they wouldn't want to do that, though. It would be kind of hard for the game to keep track of, I guess. Alright, we're almost in the double digits. We are really getting somewhere. Ayy. Okay. And then when it finally wants to throw it to the right or to the left, sometimes it overshoots it, which I think is what I'm paranoid of it overshooting it. So maybe I just need to be more natural with it. Like maybe I can't second guess my throws as much. I don't know. I didn't really expect Magikarps to move around so much. I thought they would just sit in one place and flop around like that. But now they got some moves. They got some agility. I thought there were more oceans. Well, maybe not oceans. I thought there were more open bodies of water, I guess, than like this and the coast off of Seafoam, like in between Cinnabar. And then I guess also between Pallet Town and Cinnabar, but I thought there were more. Like, at least a lake or something? Maybe I'm thinking of a different Pokemon game, but I swear it was like, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of the Safari Zone, because you could fish in the Safari Zone. I mean, granted, in the Safari Zone it was just like a couple puddles, but, you know. Where y'all at, fishy? Remember in Pokemon Blue, and Gold and Silver really, when you'd surf and the sprite would be just like the party sprite for the generic water type Pokemon party sprite that looked kind of like, I never could tell what kind of Pokemon it was supposed to be. Like, it looked like a blob of seal. I guess it was kind of supposed to be like a seal, but like it looked kind of like seal, but as a blob with no nose, no face, just like a blob with like little wiggly fins. And that's what would show up whenever you'd surf. And now we've come to this. Like, now it's come so far. I can't believe how much things have changed. I can't help but think, whenever I play this game, I can't help but think of how far we've come from Red and Blue. Like, the original first gen. Back when your Pokemon, if you had a poisoned Pokemon in your party, like if one of them was poisoned, and you didn't have an antidote, and it was like miles away from the Pokemon Center, and at every step you'd take, the whole entire screen would flash, like as your Pokemon literally died in front of your eyes. And now it doesn't even do that anymore. Thank goodness. That's one of the things I'm glad that they took away, because, I mean, I'm not even epileptic or sensitive to flashing lights, and that gave me a headache all the time. And it made that noise. The first time I ever played Pokemon Blue, or any Pokemon game, I was 5 years old, and I had my brothers. I think I told this story when I streamed Blue a long time ago, but I kind of stole my brother's cartridge of Blue, and Firo, wow, okay, but Chansey, oh, it's because we're getting chains and stuff, okay, but I stole my brother's copy of Blue, and he was in the middle of playing it, and I asked if I could play, and he handed it to me, and he was in Viridian Forests, and one of his Pokemon was poisoned, and I was 5 years old. I'd never seen this game before, so I didn't know what was supposed to happen. So I just started walking around in the game, and the whole screen was flashing like that, and I thought I broke it. And so I was crying. I was like, Mom, I broke it. I broke the game, Mom. And she was like, ask your brother. And so I asked him, and he was like, no, it's supposed to do that. And I was like, what do you mean it's supposed to do that? The whole thing is flashing as I'm holding it. Like, what is this? You know, it took a while to learn, but I was so upset. So to this day, I wonder if anyone else, like if any other 5-year-old at the time had the same dilemma, or if I was just particularly not bright. Maybe I was just a little slow on the uptake. Yeah, we're still out here struggling to catch level 15 Pokemon with an Ultra Ball. If anything, we're struggling more now since, like, you have to actually physically throw the ball. So, like, at least in the other Pokemon games, whenever you throw the ball, you were guaranteed to hit it. Like, maybe it would break out of the ball, but it would always hit. But now there's the risk of it jumping out of the ball and missing entirely, so... It's still cool, though. There's an ounce of realism to that, because in real life, if I were to try to catch a Pokemon with a Pokeball, I would be just as bad at throwing as I am right now. So maybe the motion controls are actually accurate. You know, maybe they're more accurate than I thought. Alright, sweet. What is that? Number 14? I haven't been paying attention. 14, hey, sweet. We're almost halfway there. I wonder who... I think I asked this one time before, but I wonder who decides what color shiny Pokemon are going to be. Like when they make new Pokemon, or even when they were deciding the old ones, like what their shiny form was going to look like. How did they pick the colors? Like I wonder if someone in the office just says, oh look, this looks cool, so therefore this is the shiny version. And then for some of them, people are like, you know, it'd be funny if this looked exactly the same, with like one minuscule, like one hyper minuscule shade off in color, and that's the shiny version. That's like a cruel joke. Or if there's some kind of like algorithm to it. I don't know. I always thought that, for some reason when I was younger, I thought that like it was some kind of like embedded code that made it show up that way, and nobody programmed it in there, it just happens. Like almost like a glitch, but an intentional good glitch. I don't know if that happens, but I'd like that job, like coming up with shiny versions of Pokemon, but I'd be probably too extra with it, and I'd make them all like extra bright, extra flamboyant colors. They'd all be my favorite colors, so it probably, you know, they look a lot different than they do now. I'd go absolutely insane with the accent colors. I know nothing about color theory too, so I can only imagine how that would turn out. Yeah, imagine if you're like Freddy intern at brand new Nintendo, right? Like your first day on the job, and you're put on the Pokemon team, and someone comes up to you and is like, okay, I know you're brand new here, but we've been looking for someone to come up with the more shiny versions of the Pokemon. You know, the last guy, he quit because he couldn't stand it anymore because they all looked, some of them looked exactly the same. So there you go, it's all you. Have fun. Go ham. And he sends you, or he gives you like a whole like color palette to work with. And then the pressure is on, because if nobody else likes your shiny Pokemon ideas, then, you know, you're the only one taking the flak for it. But then again, if they look really good, you know, it's an important job, you know. It carries great responsibility. What is that, 15, 16, 17? 17, alright. We're getting somewhere. You know, I said that eventually I'm going back to, like, around Cinnabar to try and catch a higher level one, but honestly, if a shiny one showed up here, I wouldn't be mad. Like, I'd be thrilled, actually. Regardless of where it shows up and what level it is, I'd be down if one showed up at any second. To all the shiny Magikarps out there, honestly, like, you don't have to be shy. You can come out of hiding and appear right in front of me, please. This reminds me of, gosh, all these fish remind me of, wow, okay. Um, okay, I'm gonna catch this first before I finish my thought because now I'm getting paranoid that it's gonna run away and break the chain. Okay, we're safe. Uh, but all these fish remind me of when I was a kid. I wanted a dog or a cat, but apparently my dad was allergic to cats and we couldn't have a dog, so my parents got me pet fish, which was a terrible. I mean, I loved, looking back on it now, I loved having fish, but I would have appreciated it more if I was older, because when I was 5 years old and I wanted a dog or a cat, right, and instead I get something I can't even touch. So I was kind of upset. And it's not that I disliked them, like I liked taking care of them, but I would have appreciated it more if I was an older kid. But anyways, I got pet fish. And I had pet fish until I was like 10 or 11. So for at least 5 or 6 years. And all I can think of when I'm catching all these Magikarp is when you change the filter of the tank, you know, that filter part, how bad it stank, because I still remember the scent to this day. I haven't had a pet fish in, how old am I? I'm 26. I'm 25. I haven't had a fish in over 15 or 16 years. And I still remember exactly how that filter smelled whenever we'd have to exchange it. Gosh, it was nasty. I still remember how the food smelled, the food flakes, how the tank water smelled, how the filter smelled especially, because that was my job. Because I was 5 years old taking care of these things, so I couldn't do a lot of the more intricate stuff, like cleaning out the tank and stuff. I'd help, but I couldn't do it. But my designated task was feeding them and changing the filter. And that was nasty. It was so bad. Imagine like I can't even describe the smell. Like imagine, shoot, there's really no way to describe it. Like if you've ever owned a pet fish, then you know what fish poop filter smells like, and it's not pretty. That's one thing I don't miss about owning fish. Sometimes I think I'd like to have another, like get another tank, but goodness gracious though. I actually had a pet fish named Misty because, of course, Pokemon, right? Like Misty, water trainer. But she was actually really mean, and she would eat my other fish's fins off and their tails. And they'd live, like they'd still be alive. Probably not for long after that, but they'd still be swimming around with no fins and no tail. And she'd eat them because she was the only one who ever had all of her fins intact at one given time. So it had to have been her eating them. Yeah, she was not a nice fish. It was her same. It wasn't even that it was a different breed of fish that breed didn't get along with. Like, we got a whole bunch of the same breed of fish. And she just went crazy on her peers. I don't get it. She just wasn't a nice fish. I mean, when I was 6, when I had her, I was like, yeah, look, she's my favorite one. She's Misty. She's named after my favorite Pokemon trainer. So I loved her. But meanwhile, she was feasting on her friends. She was eating all my dudes. None of them really lived very long while we had her because she was not nice. You know. You had a fishbowl with no filter? Yeah, you know. A lot of people have that, which is unfortunate, but I mean, you know, it depends. Sort of. But let me tell you, the smell, you're not missing anything with the smell. Like, thankfully you didn't have to deal with that. That's one saving grace of the situation. It was bad, man. Yeah, basically, like, it was the same kind of thing for me, where my parents didn't really want me to have anything more than a fish. Which is, I get it. Now I get it looking back on it. It was more practical, but you know, it is what it is. Actually, all my fish were kind of strange. Misty kept eating my other fish's fins, and then I had one before her. My very first one was named Goldie, and she was your classic goldfish. And she killed herself. I mean, she lived for a long time, actually. She lived for like a couple years. But towards the end of her life, she started trying to throw herself out of the tank. Like even when we had the lid closed, she'd like throw herself at the lid, and we'd hear her like pinging off of the lid. And so one day I went to go feed her, and she jumped out of the water onto the floor, and she died. I don't know what happened. I but yeah, that was something. And then we got Misty. We got Misty and a whole bunch of other ones who she ate. And then we had what else? I don't remember all the breeds or all the species types. I remember what they looked like. We had a whole bunch of these. They were like yellow. They were like long and yellow, and they had a black spot near their tail. They were like tiny though, but their bodies were long, and they had that black spot near the tail. And one of them lived for a good like 6 years. Like he lived through multiple cycles of fish, even through Misty, I think. Like I think he was one of the only ones unscathed from her wrath, I guess. So yeah, he was a trooper. He hung in there. He actually lived through when my cousin, I don't know if I feel like I've told this story before, but long story short, one time my family came over to visit from Florida, so we don't really see them all that much. And my little cousin, at the time I was 6, and my little cousin was 4, and this was the first time I'd met her. And so you know when like family reunions and stuff, then your family, when you're a kid, your parents pair you off with the next youngest child, or like the group of youngest children around your age, right? So I didn't... It ran... Oh. Alright, well, we're just starting over, I guess. What were we at? 20-something? Oh, well. Somehow I'm not disappointed. You know, that actually fits in perfectly with the story I'm about to tell, so we may as well continue our Magikarp chain. Let me just start over. Anyways, so, you know, they came over. My cousin was 4 years old. I was 6, which is close in age. It's only a couple years apart. But for a kid, between a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, there's a big difference there as far as, like, intelligence. So, not saying I was smart, I was stupid. But I mean, like, you know, cognitively, a 6-year-old is a lot different than a 4-year-old. So, my parents made us play together, and she had her hands all over my Pokemon cards, and she was going through all my stuff, and trying to play my Nintendo 64, and I didn't really want to play with her at all. But, of course, whenever I'd tell my dad, my mom was at work, so she wasn't home, but I would try to tell my dad, and he was like, no, play with your cousin, whatever, and then he'd ignore me to go talk to my uncles. So, I was stuck with her, basically. And she was putting her hands all over my stuff, generally being terrible. And then at one point, when they were about to leave, it was about time to feed the fish. So I went to go feed the fish or whatever, and my dad sees, and he's like, oh, great timing, perfect timing. Why don't you show your cousin how to feed the fish? Like, how you let her feed the fish, you know? Oh. So, I was like, fine. I don't want to. I don't trust her, but I'll show her how. So, I was like, here, you know, you do this, you take the flakes, you put them in the cap of the food bottle, and then you crush them up a little bit. You only do a pinch, and then you toss it in the tank or whatever. So I basically did the whole thing for her, and so I pinched out the food, I crushed it up or whatever, I put it in the cap of the food thing, and I handed the cap to her to dump into the food bowl, or into the fish bowl, fish tank. And so she grabs the entire giant, brand new, full, like, salt shaker sized full thing of fish flakes and dumps the entire thing into the water. So, Of course, that's bad. So I started crying and I was trying to like scoop it out of the water with the net or whatever, but it wasn't working. And like my dad heard me crying and he runs over, and for some reason I got in trouble because I was apparently supposed to be keeping a better eye on her, but I was 6 years old, so I'm not really sure what I was supposed to do. But I got in trouble. He was yelling at me, why didn't you keep a closer eye on her? Why'd you let her do that? Whatever. My fish were dying. She was crying. I was crying. The family was crying. Not really. They were upset. Everyone was upset. It was an uproar. My family left. I was still trying to scoop all the flakes out of the water. It wasn't working. The fish were freaking out. They didn't know whether they should be like upset or like happy that it's raining food, so much food. My mom comes home from work to total chaos. She didn't know what had happened. We tell her what had happened. It's too late to clean the entire tank, like too late at night. Apparently, I would have, but I was only 6 years old and I couldn't do it by myself. But my parents didn't want to go through the whole thing because like our tank was so big that to clean the tank, we had to transfer the fish out with the net and then siphon it with the siphon. And they didn't want to go through all that at like 10 o'clock at night. So they were like, oh, we'll just scoop out as much as we can now and then we'll go to bed and do it tomorrow. Clean out the tank tomorrow. Next day comes, tomorrow comes. I wake up, the whole water in the entire fish tank is opaque. Opaque orange. The color of the fish flakes. Dratini is nice, but that's not who we're looking for. I don't want to, I mean, what are we, like 2 into our Magikarp chain? Anyways, the water's opaque. It's like a soup. It's like fish flake soup at this point. And it's like literally opaque, the whole water. You can't even see the fish in there. I couldn't tell if they were alive or dead. So I went to school crying because it was a school day. I went to school upset, freaking out all day at school. I get home from school. All my fish died except for one. And it was one of those ones, the yellow ones with the black spot near the tail. He was the only one who lived through that ordeal. We cleaned out the tank anyway. He lived, and then we got some buddies for him. But man, there was like 10 fish in that tank, and like 9 of them passed away. And I've only seen her once. I've only seen my cousin once in the last, like since then, I think. Of course she wouldn't have remembered. She was only 4, so if I brought it up, she'd have no idea what I was talking about. But whenever I see her, it's all I can think about. I still have a grudge, sort of. Like I said, I've only seen her once, but whenever I think about her, that's the only thing I can think about, is that she murdered my fish in cold blood. She'd never even seen them before. That was the first time she'd ever met me or the fish, and she really went and did me dirty like that. Man, shoot. You have pet emergencies on a school day when you can't go home yet for hours and you're freaking out trying to figure it out. Yeah. That was a thing. I'm still wondering why I got in trouble. Like, what was I supposed to have done? Like, I basically prepared the fish food for her, but, you know. It is what it is. At the time, I was, like, really upset, but at the same time, I was like, maybe, just maybe, this was bad enough that I'll finally get a dog/cat. Like, maybe the tragedy of losing all my fish, which was a huge tragedy, will make my parents take pity on me and get me a pet that I wanted from the start. Nope. No such luck. I still had another few years of fish to go through, but, you know. It is what it is. Like I said, I enjoy, like now, thinking back on it, it was actually pretty cool, the fish tank. Like, it was big and smelly, and the filters were smelly, but the fish themselves were really cool. At one point, we had some of those ones that you could, like, they were, like, purple with yellow tails, I think. And you could kind of, like, see through them. They were pretty neat. I remember the one that lived, the one that survived the ordeal. He was actually one of my I mean, not that I had any least favorite fish, but it's kind of like, you know, you have some that you like more than others, but he was kind of plain looking compared to my other ones, so he wasn't one of my favorites. But after he lived, through all that, and he was the sole survivor. He was one of my new favorites. It's like, man, you ain't all that pretty, but you are quite sturdy. You're a sturdy fish individual. Can I get some more fish? Can I get... That's something I never thought I'd say in my life. Can I get some more fish up in here, please? Aha. It worked. Yeah, like, I never understood that either when, like, you're having a pet emergency and, like, your parents still make you go to school. Unless it was something like, say, like you said, like, my dog had a seizure this morning and the mom was like, I'll take care of this. I'll take time off from work, or I'll be late to work and I'll take him or her to the vet, like, immediately. I'll take care of it, just don't worry, just go to school. And then they actually do that and get care for the animal while the child is at school. That's okay, I guess. But it's still really stressful for the child. Like, not only is their pet going through turmoil, but, like, also they gotta go to school and worry about it for hours. I think, yeah, after I had fish, that's when I had guinea pigs. And that was cool. I loved my guinea pigs. At least, like, I could hold them and pet them, unlike fish. That's all I really wanted. So really, like, I would have been cool with a dog or cat too, but I ended up, like, my guinea pigs were my favorite pets I've ever had. Fish are cool too, but fish can't wake you up in the middle of the night to be fed, even though they've already been fed. Like, fish can't squeak and wake you up at 3 in the morning because they've trapped themselves inside of their house in their cage through entirely their own fault, and now they need me to rescue them. You don't get moments like that with a fish. Shoot. Come on. You don't get moments like, I'm pretty sure my last guinea pig, Cappy, I'm pretty sure she was actually a human, like, reincarnated as a guinea pig. And she didn't quite know that she was a guinea pig. You know? She was something else. There was this time when we had this pen thing for her, and it was like, it would open up to an area bigger than her cage, so we would just let her on the floor and run around. Well, I put run in quotation marks. She didn't like to run very much, but she liked to kind of hang out, you know, and lay down on the floor and with her hay and stuff around. So one time we put her out, and it was kind of like this thing where it had hinges that you could lift up, and that's how you open and closed it. And somehow I didn't realize that, well, one time she was out playing, running around, and so I went to go do something. Wow, okay, rude. What were we up to? Like 6? Okay, that's not so bad. But I went to go do something, like make a snack or something, and I came back and she wasn't in the pen, and the door was wide open, like she busted out and she escaped. And I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this. And so I was freaking out, like stressed, like where'd she go? I thought that, because we had her upstairs, so I thought she had fallen down the stairs, and I was like panicking, but I didn't see anything down the stairs. So I was freaking out. We were looking all around the house, and I finally go back to my room, and it turned out that she wanted to go back in her cage. So she knew where her cage was, even though it was like up. It was up off the floor, but she still knew where it was. So she busted out of her pen and like made her way back to my room and laid down on the floor in front of where her cage was, and was waiting patiently for me to put her back in her cage. So I think she was smarter than your average bear. I think she was smarter than me at the time. When I think back to when I think back to when I had her and my intelligence level at the time and right now, judging by how I'm throwing these Pokeballs, I'm pretty sure she was smarter than I was. Yeah, at least we're getting some experience, you know? At least we're leveling up a lot. That's one consolation prize. Really, we don't even have to get our chain up to Tentacruel. I already have one. But wow. Surprise. No, but we don't really have to get our chain up to 32 or 31. What is it? 31? 32? 31, I'm pretty sure. We don't have to get it all the way up to 31. All we have to do, it's like, it's either if we get up to 31 in our chain or see a shiny Magikarp. So if one shows up before we hit that 31 mark, that would be cool too. I'd be down with that. Honestly, soon I might go back to Cinnabar Island just so that we can get some new scenery. Because this is getting kind of old. Or I could see... I forget if... I think right underneath Pallet Town, like between Cinnabar and Pallet Town, I think the Pokemon there are kind of strong, I think. Because technically you're not supposed to get there until after, you know, or at least until you get Fly and Surf, so... We might check it out and see how that goes. Maybe closer to the coasts, they wouldn't be so tough. Or, you know what? There's water in Victory Road. But then those are probably super strong too, though. Actually, those are probably stronger than the Cinnabar Island ones. Well, you know what? Let's go... Oh! My gosh. Oh, hello. Oh, I love you. I'm sorry. This is a slight detour. That was really cute and I wasn't expecting it. Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, let's go underneath Pallet Town. I think they're probably going to be, like, kind of strong, but, you know, it's worth a shot. Yeah, we can still check out Victory Road, too. You never know. Maybe I'll have better luck there. Punka wants to tell us something. Yes. Yes, child. Oh. Oh, thank you. A silver leaf. I'm going to hang this over my wall at all times. Thank you so much, Ponka. I appreciate it. Let's see. Maybe like right here. Does anything even spawn right here? I know there's a whole lot in the grass there, but like, what about like right here? Okay, how strong is this? Level 37, okay. That's terrible. But maybe they're easier to catch, who knows? You know, they might be stronger, but maybe they're too beefed up on muscle mass to think very hard, you know? See that? Look at that. You can't judge a Pokemon by its level, I guess. Alright, now we're cooking. I guess we can try here for a while. Even if it turns out not to be such a good idea, our chain is so low again now that it doesn't really matter. I was thinking maybe if they spawn like really close up here, like in this corner, that they'd be easiest to catch. Like maybe it'll go back to, maybe there's a cutoff line, like right under there, they're level 30 something. Oh gosh, 38, okay. But maybe like right next to Pallet Town, they're back down to level like 5. Probably not, but you know. Yeah, Victory Road. It's called Victory Road, so you're right. Like, if there's anywhere to find a golden Magikarp, that's where it would be. Alright. Still so far so good. What level does Magikarp evolve at, again? I don't remember. Because if we catch a shiny one here, it might be such a high level that, like, it'll evolve already within just gaining, like, one level. It probably doesn't even make that much of a difference, but I'm going to hang out here for a second just to test my theory. It probably doesn't work. But, you know, it's worth a shot. Like, see here? Like, right here is the cutoff where the border is into Pallet Town. So maybe... I don't even think anything spawns there. Like, in that little corner. So never mind. Or maybe it does. Oh, Staryu. No thank you. We've got a whole entire chain of 5. I don't want to mess this up. Vanikish, what's up? Welcome. It evolves at 20. Okay, cool. Oh, well, sweet. So if we do catch a shiny here, then it'll already be pretty much ready to evolve. That's if we do. We haven't really had much luck so far, but you know, you never know. I don't think I've fought anyone over here either, so I... Oof. Oh, I don't know if they... Gosh. I haven't fought any of these people. I've strategically avoided them, so I hope they don't do that thing where they can see you from the land and battle you in the water. I forget where all the swimmers are. We're probably gonna have to fight... We're gonna have to fight somebody at some point. I can just feel it. But that's fine. Okay. Okay. You know, really, this is par for the course. The ones down by, the ones where we were, the weaker ones are just as ornery, so... Honestly. Oh, come on. Please? If I ask nicely, if I say please... Aha, see? Manners work every time. Six. Wonderful. It's not quite our chain of... Wow. Oh, I thought... Gosh. I thought that dude was facing the opposite direction. You know what? The hitbox for getting seen by trainers in this game, I feel like they kind of changed it. Or they kind of, like, softened it. Because I swear sometimes I walk right in front of some of these trainers. And they don't, you know, they act like they didn't see me. Which is fine by me. Y'all know me, I'll run away from a fight in a second. But, it's just kind of weird. Like, normally when you'd be in the range of battle in other games, they don't see you in this one. That is 100% A-okay with me. For now, anyways. For our purposes today. If you have trouble catching something, you sing to it, that is A+. That's an excellent strategy. You hit him with the vocals. It's like Jigglypuff, actually. Please, can I just throw the Pokeball where I want it to go? Step 1. Step 2, please. Listen, I know I'm bad at throwing, but when it goes in the opposite direction like that, I swear I'm throwing it in the right, at least general direction. Finally, goodness gracious. There we go. Okay. Man. after all that. I'm glad we had like 400 Pokeballs to start with. We're gonna need every single one of them, apparently. Now, if we see a shiny, I'm gonna switch to Great or Ultra. Keyword if. I might, after a few, I might go to Victory Road anyways and see if there's any there. But then I'm scared. We're like not very far into the chain, but we're just far enough that I'd be upset if it got broken again. So if the ones there are any harder to catch than this, then I might not do that actually, now that I think about it. I might go there after we max the chain out though. Please. Maybe I should switch back to... But I have so many Pokeballs, and I only have... Like, I have less than half of the amount of Great Balls and Ultra Balls. So I don't want to use all of them for, you know, regular... I know we can go shopping before, like, it won't break the chain to stop and go shopping for more. But, you know, I kind of don't want to... You know how it is. Okay, good. You'd probably never hit them with Pokeballs if Pokemon were real because you can't aim. Yeah, I was just talking about that. I was like, maybe the motion controls on this are actually more accurate than I think, because I'm pretty sure that's kind of how it would go in real life. Especially tiny Pokemon. Like, imagine trying to catch a Caterpie or something. Like, how do you see it to throw, you know? You know what, actually? I've seen Victory Road. Like, a couple weeks ago, I was going to take on the Elite Four just to go ahead and beat the game before I decided to stream it. But then I got impatient. Well, then I decided to level up my team because they were only at level like 50 something at the time, and they still are. But I've seen Victory Road. It's so hype. Like, picturing how far we've come. Every time I think about something about this game, I think about how far it came from original red, blue, and green, or red, blue, and yellow, green, whatever. It's really pretty. I have not actually seen the Elite Four yet, or like I haven't gotten that far. Like, I got to the end of Victory Road. Not Victory Road, no. The part before I got to the cave, and then that's when I quit for a second. So I haven't seen like the actual Elite Four themselves and the rooms that they're in. You see, he would have seen me sooner in the other games. I kind of bumped into him. Oh well, you know, we can take a break to fight for a second. Honestly, I'm kind of hyped for the Elite Four too. Like, I'm hyped for I'm less hyped for Victory Road than I am the Elite Four. No! Viathan, no! Let's get you out of there. I forgot what I was doing for a second. No, but, like, the cave. I'm not looking forward to the cave. But we gotta go through that before we get to the Elite Four. So, you gotta do what you gotta do. And it can help that... It helps that you can avoid all the Pokemon you don't need now, too. So, you know, that helps. I don't think I've streamed a battle in this yet. It's pretty cool, clearly. Have I seen the perfect Poke Rap? Not yet. It's been in my YouTube recommended for weeks. Or like a week or so. I haven't watched it yet, though. I've been meaning to. I wasn't paying attention to what he's gonna put out next, but it's probably something water, so... Yeah, gold up. I remember when the Poke Rap used to come on during the show, like after the episodes of the show. And I used to be able to do the whole thing, and now I can't. But I still remember, like, the little interludes, you know. That's nostalgic. I want to be the best there ever was. This voice thing really messes me up, or else I'd sing the whole thing, but wow. Throwback. Hashtag Throwback Thursday. I'd probably cry too. When I finally watch it, I'm probably gonna get really sentimental. Goodness. I remember watching the show. We had this, they call it a frog room. Where I live, we live near a beach, so we can't have basements because the water level is too high, the ocean level. So instead, a lot of the houses around here have rooms over the garage, like a, not quite an attic, but like almost like an attic, sort of, but not really. But that's where, in our house, that's where we had our TV and our computer and everything, and where I'd hang out when I was little. And I used to watch Pokemon up there and have all my Pokemon cards and like sing the Poke Rap, hang out after school. That was some good times. Rude, smacking the thing. What are you doing, man? Like, just get in the Pokeball. Yeah, I've seen both the live and the studio versions in my recommended videos. That's good to know, though. I'll probably end up watching both anyways. Excellent. Look at these levels. Alright, we're back up to 11. We're like halfway to where we were before in our chain. It's off the chain, man. I have not been keeping track of how many Pokeballs I have left. I haven't even looked. I should probably do that. As many of these as I'm whiffing, I should probably... 185, okay, that's not bad. We started with 377, but you know. Cool, 12. Alright. We're like halfway there again? I think, right? Yeah. No. No, 34. 31. What's half? Wait. How do I math? 31. Half of 31 is like 16? 15 or 16. So we're almost halfway there. Okay, never mind. I can do math, I swear. Alright. Man, this is the best day of Viathan's life. And she's getting friends. She's got like, what, 40-something friends at this point? She's getting all these levels, all these experience points. She gets to follow us around outside of her Pokeball. She's in the water. You know? This is the best day ever for her. Math pride. I appreciate it. I feel you. The dumb math pride. One time when I was in high school, I think I was in like 10th or 11th grade, and I was doing, no, I must have been a freshman. I was in 9th grade because it was in geometry class. And we were taking a test, and I didn't know the answer for one of the questions, and I knew no matter what I did, I wouldn't get the right answer. Like, I know that's the opposite of what they always say in school. Like, they say, you know, keep trying no matter what, you know, try your best, and you might get the right answer. It might work out better than you expect. But I knew no matter what I did, I already didn't know the answer, and anything I did would just dig the hole deeper. So, like, I didn't even know where to start. So for the answer, in the answer box, I wrote, I don't know how to do this. And then I moved on to the next question. And when I got my grade back, I passed the tests by like 1 point. But my teacher wrote something. I don't remember what he wrote. It was something like, oh, try anyway, or something like that. But I was like, I don't know this, and I'm not going to waste my time when I know no matter what, I'm going to get the wrong answer. So, you know, I didn't, that was the only time I ever did that. But I just knew right there. I was like, this ain't it. Like, this is never gonna, I'm never gonna get the right answer to this. So I may as well just stop, you know? Let's just move on to the ones I do know, which weren't many, but you know. Where them fish at? There you are. Okay. Oh, please. When you were starting on in Crystal, you didn't know that you'd agreed to give your mom the money. Yes, I used to do that. Like when I was in third grade when I first got the game, and in the beginning when it's like, oh, do you want me to save your money or whatever? I was like, sweet. Yeah, you'll save my money. And like I can just like it'll be like a savings account, you know, like you put some away for later, and when I'm broke I can just go get more. But then she'd use your money to buy potions and stuff that you don't need, and it's like this isn't what I signed up for. Like this is like in real life when you give your parents your money, they spend it. So it's, you know, it wasn't until much later that I figured out, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't do that. Like maybe that's not exactly the best way to make money in this game. And I'd always blow it all on like, not to, I mean, to be fair, I would buy potions, but you know, I'd need like, as much as I got hit, I needed super potions and hyper potions. And she'd just buy like regular, regular 20 HP potions. It's like, thanks mom, but no, please don't do that. Oh, don't jump that way. Yeah, the Gen 2 was kind of, oh jeez. Gen 2 was kind of strange. Like it's my favorite overall, I think. But a lot of that has to do with nostalgia. So if I were to play it for the first time like when I was older or like around now, I don't think I'd feel the same. But it's got so much nostalgic value for me that, because like when Gen 1 came out, I still remember Gen 1 playing it for the first time, but I was like 5 years old. Phaethon, look at you, girl. In like what, an hour and a half you grew all the way up. I forgot I even had you. Look at that. Oh, she beautiful. You know what, actually, in that case, let's take a break for a second. I want to see what it looks like to ride a Gyarados on land. I haven't seen yet. Brutally vicious and enormously destructive. Known for totally destroying cities in ancient times. Okay, lovely. Oh, look at you, girl. You're learning how to use your jaws. Excellent. And our combos at 17. Okay. I need to see this first. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna catch this fish down here, and then we're gonna go on land, because this is insane. This is exactly what I pictured, and then some. Goodness gracious. Look, see, all these Magikarp now, they should be flocking to me, right? Like, look how good I take care of my fish. They grow up like this. This could be you, fish. Like, you gotta hop on the train, man. Yeah, the music is probably one of the most nostalgic parts of to me from Gen 2 also. Like Violet Town, Violet City. Gosh, my brain isn't working today. But that theme, it's the same as there in Ikrutiak? We went through this when I streamed Crystal. I don't know how to pronounce. God! Okay. That's fine. You know, that's about what I expected. I may as well start over again and catch this one. But the music's one of the most nostalgic parts for me too. Like, a lot of people really dig Gen 3 with the trumpets, and that was banging too. Honestly, no Pokemon game generation has bad music to me. Like, I've never disliked any of the music. It's all fantastic. But Gen 2, to me, had some of the best. Like, the National Park theme, man. It's insane. You felt like you were walking into heaven. Like, come on now. Okay, now let's go on the land. I'm gonna never mind. I'm gonna catch this last one here, and then let's go on the land to kind of help ourselves, cheer ourselves back up after our chain just got broken again. There. Alright, we're back up and cooking with a chain of 2. We back out here. Okay. It'll be worth it, you know? It'll be worth it because imagine strolling through like this on a shiny Gyarados. Let's see what you look like out of the water, my friend. Oh, does it even show up out? Aw, maybe it's only in the water. Dang it. That's a bummer. I thought I was going to be able to roll through with... That's still cool. That's still fine, you know? Because look how cool it looks in the water. I thought it would be kind of like Onyx, but on land. I mean, Onyx is on land, but you know what I mean. Like, Gyarados version of Onyx, where he kind of like slithers around. Maybe it needs more space? Maybe. I can try, what in the world was that? First, let me try catching this thing. But yeah, we can try running somewhere later. Yeah, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I can't talk today. I enjoyed them, but like, the music wasn't the same. A lot of people really liked the remade music for those over the original games. But I don't know, it didn't sound the same to me. Like, it didn't have the same sense of, I think I might have talked about this when I streamed Crystal, but like, with the original 8-bit music of the Game Boy, or the Game Boy Color, with its limited sound capability, the more simplistic style of the music, I think, made it easier to empathize with, I guess. It made it easier to impress your own... oh gosh, I can't explain it. But it made it so that you could... you could... Oh no, I can't words. The music was simpler, so it didn't have as much of a pre-made feeling to it, so you got to make your own feelings to it. Like, a lot of people, like Violet Town, Violet City, I still don't remember what it was. I remember the music though, but a lot of people think that the theme there, it's supposed to be like happy and upbeat, but it kind of sounded like kind of melancholy to me, which is why I liked it a lot, because, you know, so its interpretation, each song's interpretation could vary a little bit more, whereas with the remakes, they had more complex sound technology. They were more complex, and so they were better able to, when they programmed the game, when they composed the music, they were better able to pre-imprint a feeling, a certain emotion to it, basically, that they couldn't convey with the more simplistic Game Boy technology. So, I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's sort of the difference that I get, and that's kind of why I like the original music more, because the memories that you associate with the associations, you know, the memories that you made with your mind associating the different themes. Shoot, I ran straight into this. Anyways, the emotions that the songs made you feel based on your memories with the game felt stronger than the pre-programmed emotions that they put, or that they were able to program into the songs in the remake. That took every ounce of my brain power to explain. That was the most intelligent string of sentences you're gonna get out of me all week, I swear. But I'm glad you get what I'm talking about. I'm surprised I have enough brain energy left to actually battle this dude. Yeah, some of the, you know, okay, here's another way to explain it, right? If you played the first games before, then when you get a remake, right, and you remember how the old themes sounded, then your mind, okay, let me back up. When you first played the old games, even though it was more of a simplistic sound design, that made it easier for your brain to fill in the blanks. When you'd picture the song in your head, your brain would fill in all the blanks, right? With whatever emotions the song made you feel. So then, say you hear the remake is coming out, right? So you play the remake, and it's like, oh, cool, I can't wait. You come into it waiting to hear the music with your pre, your, oh, your pre-thought, your pre-expected feelings, gosh, of what the song was, with your memories of how you associated the song. But if it doesn't match up, then you don't like it. Like, if you come into it expecting, ooh, you know, this theme was all like, I remember it being like this, and I felt like this when I heard it. But if you don't feel the same way with the new, updated, better technology version, then you ain't gonna like it as much. That's what I've been trying to say this whole time. You know? It's just like, it's hard to explain. Preconceived notions. Thank you. That's exactly, yes, what you said. That's why, I mean, like, sometimes they get it right. Like, I'm not mad at, in Let's Go, the music, for the most part, I've been really impressed with. But I think part of that has to do with, like, I know that, like, now I know that difference. Like, now I know that in any kind of remake, I'm not going to get the same feeling from the soundtrack as I did back when I first played it. For the most part. Some of them in here are pretty close to the mark, though. But freaking poofa. Okay. So, maybe I should go back to... But then that's just that boring little L shape. Okay, you know what? This is as good of a time as any to go to Victory Road. Ponka, I'm in a bad mood too. Not really. I'm just a little frustrated. But, we may as well go to Victory Road and see what it looks like. I mean, see what the Pokemon look like there. In the ocean. In the lakes. Ocean? Let's see. Oh, you know what then? Yes, speaking of Lavender Town, after we do this, we can actually fly to Lavender Town. And I can perfectly illustrate an example, which I'm sure that you already know what I'm talking about. But, you know, we went to Lavender Town last stream, but I didn't really pay much attention to the music. But I can sort of, like, illustrate what I'm talking about, kind of. But first... Okay, now the Victory Road music is ballin'. Honestly, this is exactly what I... Oh, shoot. Hi, Ponka. This is exactly what I imagined it to be. So they hit the mark here, too. Like, it has that perfect, like, anticipation feeling. Usually these guys ask for your badge, but I've run through here before. But then I got to the cave, and I didn't want to do the cave at the time. And we're not going to now either. We're just looking for Magikarps. Let's see. What? Oh, I didn't even see it. This thing is so big, I'm like, what the heck am I running into? Oh, come on. I forgot to look at what level it is. Alright, cool. Do they spawn on Route 22? I think so. What, you mean like outside of here? Or is this Route 20? I always get confused because I always call this whole entire thing Victory Road. But I think technically Victory Road is just the cave. I think. I don't know. But yeah, I think they spawn in pretty much any body of water. So as long as we can surf in it, because there's no more fishing rods, it's just surfing. Yeah, you know what, actually, that makes it even more impressive. Like, the lower quality music, in my opinion, sounds better a lot of the time just because it's... I've played it... We went through this just now. But, that actually makes it more impressive when a remake gets it totally right. And it matches up with your preconceived feeling of the song. Because then it's like, whoa! Like, it sounds just as good as I remember, and y'all read my mind. Like, you know? You thought you saw some water before we came in here? Oh, like outside of... Probably, actually. Let's take a look, actually. Now I'm curious. Oh, never mind. Poliwag! I don't think I have a Poliwag. But now our chain... What's our chain up to? I can't yet. But at least I know they're here. How have I not caught a Poliwag? Anyways, I'll catch one later. But first, I can take a look and see... In the meantime, y'all can see what I'm talking about this music here. Like, when it gets past this part, and, like, the violins kick in. It already has violins. You know what I'm talking about. How do I get out of here? You know, let's hang up for a second. Just to... Now that we're talking about music, you know. Yeah, man. That gong. Alright, anyways. Let's see. I don't even remember what day is this? What is our chain up to now? We lost it and I lost track. Oh, there's this. I mean, yeah, we can surf in it, so yeah. What happened to the fishing rod industry? All the what were they called? Like the fishing dudes that gave you all the rods, they all retired, I guess. I don't know if anything spawns in here. We might be too big. We might be like hogging all the water space. Well, shoot. Never mind. That was a good idea though, because if anything did spawn in there, it would be like pretty low level and easy to catch probably, so. The fishing gurus, that's who they... Yeah, I knew it was fishing something. Fishing men, fishing masters, fishing guys, the fishing bros. I mean, really, we'd probably have just as much luck fishing in here than where we were before. But, I mean, we're closer to right here, so... I mean, it's kind of cramped in here, but we can sort of get our chain up a little bit. And maybe if we're feeling too claustrophobic, we can go somewhere else. It's not small, Gyarados, it's just big. Yeah. She kind of takes up a lot of space. A little bit. Is there any more water here? Besides this, it would be like outside of the, like past the cave. We're not doing that today. I've decided. We're doing that later. After we finish this. Oh! Deb, hello! Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I apologize. Hello. Hi. Oh my gosh. Hey. Hi. What's up? Oh, hello. I don't know what to say. Hi. Hello. I'm sorry. You scared me. I was like, whoa, what the heck? Um, you're here just in time for absolutely nothing happening. Um, technically you haven't missed anything. We've had our chain broken twice. So, 3 times, I think? Oh, hi Lug. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, double edge. Oh, I forget what that does. A reckless life-risking tackle? No thank you. Oh gosh, a poke kiss to you too as well. Through the screen. What is up? Goodness gracious. I don't even remember what we're up to. What chain we're up to. Did I even... Well, yeah, never mind. Well, look, actually, we can actually see how many we've caught because I haven't gotten rid of any yet, so... Yep. Yeah, that's been the evening so far. That there. We got a whole pocket full of fish. A whole entire Poliwhirl. These never show up when I'm... Like, when I'm just randomly looking for Pokemon I haven't caught yet, I never see anything. And then now that I'm trying to catch one specific one, now y'all want to come out here? Goodness. Oh, jeez. You broke your glasses Sunday. I'm sorry. That'd be terrible. If I broke my glasses, I'd have to just die. I can't... I hope you get them fixed soon. I can't... I'm pretty sure that I'm almost legally blind, so I'd have a hard time. Yeah, just, don't mind all these fish falling out of my pocket. I'm pretty sure, I wonder if Magikarp are, like, an invasive species? Or if they have, like, Magikarp overpopulation? Because we're taking care of that. We've got that, no problem. We're a one-person depopulation Magikarp team. Yeah, almost legally blind. Just almost. Almost halfway legally blind. Clearly, I can't aim the... Please. If I start pleading again, maybe that would... Are you serious? Goodness gracious. There we go. I don't even know what chain we're up to now. I stopped paying attention after we broke it the 3rd time. Five, okay. 5 out of 31. I mean, we're making it. Let's go back to the... We may as well go back to the ocean. I mean, you know, we're having just as much luck here as we were there, so... May as well have some scenery, some open ocean, I guess. Actually, instead of that, let's go to Fuchsia. Because then at least it's the same ocean, but it's a different part of the ocean, so. Me too, Ponka. I feel that. Alright. I can't remember who I fought down here. Hopefully everybody, but I don't think I have. so we might be interrupted, rudely interrupted. But that's fine. At this point, we're too strong to... I don't think we have much problem with that. Legally Blind is -8 prescription. I don't even know what my prescription is, but whatever it is, it's not good. It's really bad. I need new glasses, really. I haven't gotten any in 5 years? So whatever my prescription was, whatever these glasses are, it's probably much worse. It's one of those things where you never really... Well, I never really thought to ask. Like, whenever I get my eyes tested, it's just like... They all look the same, now give me some glasses. They all look the same, now can I pick out my frames now? So I never really thought to ask. I should look at some point, though. It's probably like 5 something, 6 something. You know when people say glasses make your eyesight look worse? But honestly, my eyesight's already so bad that, like, what have I got to lose? It ain't getting any better, so... I probably shouldn't barge in front of people. I don't think I've fought everyone down here. I mean, I probably should to get it over with, but... we're in the middle of something else right now. We got more important business to attend to. Shoot. No, get away from me. I hit the wrong button. Okay. We're fine. We just had to stop and talk for a second, you know. Oh yeah, when you see when you can see each individual leaf. Or like each individual feather on a bird. It's so poetic. Really, when I first got glasses in 2nd grade, so I remember before that, I had no frame of reference for how anything was supposed to look. Because I guess as my eyesight got worse, I kind of got used to it. So when I got my first pair of glasses, I was like amazed that trees had leaves. I guess before I thought they were just like giant masses of green or something. I remember I walked out of the place and I was like, Mom, trees have leaves. Yeah, it's like so much detail, it's too much. You gotta like pass out for a second. You gotta take a minute. Oh yeah, I remember when I had my wire frames and the lenses would pop out all the time. And usually with the kind I had, I could fix it myself, but it was still sort of kind of annoying. These that I have now, the plastic frames, I don't know what I would do if the lens fell out. I'd probably just panic. Because you can't... Like with the wire frame ones, you could kind of like... You could fix those yourself, but these, I have no clue. I'd probably just close one eye for the rest of the day. Get an eye patch and wear the glasses over the eye patch for my other eye. What do you think? So, I know back in the day pirates wore eye patches to keep one eye sensitive to dark, or like to protect one eye from the light so they could see when they go below decks. That makes sense. But what do you think? What about pirates that had bad eyesight? Like, do you think they wore an eye patch and a monocle and they just kind of switched? Like when they go below decks, they switch the eye patch over and then they also switch the monocle over for the good eye. Or maybe they just had glasses. Maybe it's all a myth. Maybe that's one of those things they made up for history's sake, like eye patches. I've gone too far. No, we're uncovering the truth tonight. Yeah, they put the eye patch was for the light so they could see when they go, so they wouldn't be like light blinds when they go underneath decks because it was so dark. You know, I used to think the same thing. I used to think that they wore eye patches because they got their eyes stabbed out or something, but nah. Oh jeez. Please. The pleading strategy works like at least 5 out of 10 times, so you know it's gotta be real. Now you gotta give me my tinfoil hat back. That's how I learn all the history secrets. The aliens come to me and tell me about pirate eye patches. What else? What other random pirate knowledge? They had cats, so the cats could eat the rats on the ship because the rats could spread disease. And when you're in the middle of the ocean, there's nowhere to really go if your food gets diseased, so... I had a whole book one time of, like, pirate myths, and that's where I learned the eye patch thing, but it had other stuff too, like, I can't remember anything else now, but it was this whole book full of pirate myths that, like, you thought you knew about pirates, but really had no historical basis. So it was basically like WikiLeaks of pirates. Pirate leaks. Can I get some Magikarps? Can I get some fish? There we go. Could you stop hopping around? All I want is a Magikarp that would sit still. That's too much to ask. Circle frames would be pretty cool, actually. They don't really... I don't know if it's my face shape or if, like... I don't know if I'm just, like, particular, but... I tried on a pair of circle frames once and they kind of hit my cheeks. Which is okay, I guess, but it kind of bugged me. So I don't really... I wouldn't probably get them for myself, but they always look nice. I haven't actually played Unraveled yet. But I remember when it came out, and like, everyone was freaking out because that guy, he had the little dude, the little yarny dude, he had a little thing, a little doll of him. That was cute. Isn't the second one... Isn't it either coming out soon, or they announced it or something? Or it's already out? Oh, Unraveled, the YouTube series, and not the game. Oh, well. I mean the game. Yeah, Yarny, that little dude. See, I thought when you were talking about it before, and you said Brian David Gilbert, I had no idea who that was, so I thought it was... I forget the name of the developer of the game Unraveled, so I thought you were talking about him. And I was like, I don't remember him wearing circle frame glasses, but maybe. I don't know. I don't really keep up with that, but I'm sure he'd look great in them. Oh, get out of here, giant dude. Am I still... How... Wait. I should probably still be paying attention to how many Pokeballs I have. 75. Oh. We started with... So we've used over 300 We started this with 377 Pokeballs, and now we have 74. So we've used 303 Pokeballs for 0 shinies and like 60, 50, 60 something regular Magikarps. Okay. Alright. Goodness gracious. There. Sonic could kill God. That is not a statement that I expected to hear. Sonic could kill God. And somehow I don't even want to question it. I can believe it. I can believe it, you know? After all the Sonic streams I've done, all those glitches, those weren't actually glitches. Those were just demonstrations of his power. Either Sonic is a god or could kill a god. Or both. Probably both. Apparently the trailer for the new Sonic movie, apparently the trailer that they showed at, what was it, PAX? It might have been PAX, whatever convention. They showed a trailer for it, and apparently people, it's not as bad as people might have thought. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I've seen the pictures, but I haven't seen the actual trailer. So I'm just going off of like secondhand information, but apparently some people were like, you know, this might not be so bad. I still don't dig the I don't dig the design. Like, that's not Sonic. That's a Sonic imposter, I think. That's a different animal pretending to be Sonic. It's something else cosplaying as Sonic. So I think if I watch the movie, I'm not going to be able to get that out of my head. So I'm not going to be able to think of him as real Sonic. But maybe it's still a good movie in spite of that. Like, maybe it's just, instead of a good Sonic movie, it's a good movie of an animal pretending to be Sonic. You know? Maybe it's good in spite of that. There. What are we at? 16? 16. Oh, jeez. This is where I start getting antsy. I think it was PAX East, yeah. Yeah, the legs. He's not wearing any socks, man. Like, how... Sonic the Hedgehog aside, like, Sonic franchise aside, Sonic remake, Sonic design aside, how do you wear socks with no shoes? How do you wear shoes with no socks? How do you run that much and wear shoes without socks? Sneakers, no socks. On a creature entirely based on running. Like, just imagine him taking those shoes off after a long day of running. Like, how... Oof. And that's not even touching the fact that they look too human-shaped. Like you said, they're too muscular or something. I don't know. It looks like a different animal cosplaying as Sonic. That's all I gotta say. And maybe that's fine, you know? Maybe it'll still be a good movie in spite of that. Like, maybe it'll be a nice heartwarming film about some random humanoid short furry blue creature cosplaying as Sonic the Hedgehog who doesn't wear socks with his sneakers. A nice heartwarming film about that, I guess. Sweet. Alright, what is that? 18? 18. Oh. Our very first chain broke at what? 22? 22 or 23. We need to get up to 31. So, yikes. But maybe we're finally on our way. Like, maybe it'll be alright. Maybe we'll make it to 31 this time. You know, it's very cursed. It's very cursed. I've thought about it a lot. So y'all gotta think about it too. Specifically the shoes. Y'all gotta think about that too. Because at first I thought, well, I thought maybe it would be like Detective Pikachu, where at first I hated it. But I mean, it makes sense. Okay, so Detective Pikachu, I hated it at first, and now I'm on the fence. Like, I like. Shoot, this dude. Well, I don't know. Like, I like some of them, but then some of them, it's like, why do they look like that? Like, Pikachu makes sense. A lot of people didn't like Pikachu. But Pikachu is a furry mouse thing, so it makes sense for him to have fluffy fur. But some of them, it's like, I think I look so ugly. I mean, I know that's, it's all subjective. And some of them really make sense based on their Pokedexes and stuff. But I mean, like, you didn't have to. It just reminds me of, like, you know, in the early 2000s. In the early 2000s, I know that one of the artists actually, what am I saying? If I could finish the sentence. In the early 2000s, or like 2010 or something, that one artist that was doing the hyper-realistic Pokemon designs, and they actually got him on the Detective Pikachu team to design some of the Pokemon. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool, you know? And a lot of them make sense. But it just reminds me of, like, you know, when there was that whole trend of taking, like, kids' movies or kids' franchises and making them hyper-realistic, and by hyper-realistic, I mean, like, edgy. Like, 3-edge. Some of them kind of remind me of that. Which, I mean, alright, I guess. I'm probably still gonna see it, and I'm probably still gonna like it. Like, I'll get used to it, just like how I got used to the other Pokemon designs I didn't like at first. But Sonic is just, ooh. I don't know, man. I don't know. It just ain't. It's hard to describe the difference, too, because if you think about it, Detective Pikachu is a CGI realistic movie that takes fictional animal characters, animal-like characters, and makes them hyper-realistic. Technically, the Sonic movie is the same thing, but it doesn't work as well. And I can't explain how. You know, it's like the same thing, but it really isn't the same thing. Real Squidward? No. Real Ed, Ed, and Eddie. I'm having flashbacks of DeviantArt and Tumblr when people would draw all those. The people who draw them are impressive. The artwork is impressive. But the thought of it is just... ooh. Goodness. I didn't like Jigglypuff's design at first in Detective Pikachu either, but I mean, it kind of grew on me. That angry face it makes. It kind of makes sense. And I didn't really, at first I never really thought Jigglypuff would have fur, but I mean, then what would it have? Like, rubbery skin? I guess. I'd rather it have fur like they gave it than like just bald, uncooked chicken rubber skin. That sure would be something to look at in the movies. I swear I'm throwing these things. Okay, that's better. Okay. Come on now. Oh, this is making me nervous. We're too far in the chain for anything bad to happen now. Please. Please. I can't. The longer this goes on, the more antsy I'm gonna get. I'm gonna have an... oh, okay. Maybe I should switch to Great Balls. Just this once? Okay, I'm gonna do it really fast before it runs away. Okay, I think we're good. Alright, ooh. Thank goodness. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true. Like the Pokemon movie, it still keeps them generally like cartoony, whereas Sonic, I don't know what they were doing with that one, but yeah, I guess so. Like it kind of strays too far from the source material for the sake of realism, I guess. Uh, Whereas the Pokemon movie at least kind of keeps some of that like cartoonishness. I didn't even realize it had 666 CP. That explains everything. Well, look, that means we conquered Satan. So clearly, we can conquer everything else and finally find a shiny Magikarp, right? Not today, Satan. Excellent. What's that, 23? 23. We're actually... This is the longest chain we've had of Magikarp. How did we get up to, like... Last stream when I did Grimers, how did we get up to 31 so easily? I got past 31. I got, like, 33. How'd we do that? Like, that was the first chain I did, too, or, like, the second. And I haven't even come close with anything else since. This is the closest I've come to that same chain since. Alright, sweet. 24 hours. Oh. We have what, 7 left? I may as well put... Hold on. I need to put Ponka up front in case we fight again. Because my brain isn't in battle mode. My brain is in catching Magikarp mode. So next time we have to fight somebody, I'm probably going to do something stupid. Alright. Number 25. Yes, no, maybe. Alright, number 25. Alright. I'm starting, not quite to panic yet, but we've gotten far enough in the chain that I'm not calm anymore. If anything goes wrong now, that would be bad, to say the least. This is the longest chain we've gotten all night, so that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I kind of want to... I know your chain maxes out at 31, but I kind of want to stop soon and then just kind of... Because even though we haven't maxed out the chain yet, we're still like... Our chances of finding a shiny are still very high, or higher than normal now with a chain to 25, 26. So like, maybe we could stop at 30? But then I may as well get 31. Okay, never mind. You spent all this time figuring out how to open the chat again. I feel that. I still don't know how to use this site. Like, I've been streaming for a while, but I still haven't... I hardly ever watch anyone else's streams, so like... I, don't know how to do anything. It's kind of terrible. Y'all, while you're here, go check out her streams. Go check out Blythebird's streams. She does art, really good art. And, we're friends in real life. And, they do very good things. Very nice art. And that's the shout out. I keep clicking the button by accident, so Viathan has very much to say right now. I keep seeing Staryus, and they're like not orange, but almost. So I keep thinking they're fish. They're starfish. Okay, so now that we've got up to 26, then nothing wants to show up. Everything's scared. Okay. I'm more comfortable using Great Balls now than Pokeballs, though, because at least the circle is green. Okay. 27. Gosh. 28. Okay. I'll take that. So then, ooh, 2 in a row. Okay. So if I catch these two and nothing goes wrong, that'll be 30. And then one more is 31. So, oh jeez. Yeah, I like how you can do, I like how it says when they're tiny or huge. It's kind of nice. It's like, if you wanted to collect all huge Magikarp, that would be a challenge if I tried to catch a shiny. If I tried to chain, excuse me, if I tried to chain for a shiny by only... I should have stopped. I should have stopped when I said I wanted to stop. I knew that was going to happen. I felt it coming. It was too good to be true. We got up too high. Okay. Okay. So then, okay, so now this one runs into me after the fact. I may as well catch this, you know? We may as well grab this one for old time's sake. Goodness gracious. Alright, so now is as good of a time as ever to take a break and show y'all what I was talking about with the Lavender Town music. Let's get out of the water. Let's, you know what? Let's see how many Magikarp we actually caught just now throughout the night. I don't think I have enough energy to start up another chain tonight, but we can do a couple different things. I remembered something so embarrassing that it nearly took off running. Me too. Ooh, Ponka, you are me. I felt that harder than I felt anything in my life. Anyways, what did I say? Let's get rid of these Magikarps. They're weighing us down. We got like 500 fish in our pockets. Okay. So, I'm not good at math, but Professor Oak, he's going to give us an official count once we transfer all these. So, let's get cracking here. I wish you could... I wonder if there's a way where you could, like, mass select, where you don't have to do each one at a time. Shoot, because then I accidentally do that. I want to do them all at once. Excuse me? Oh, it stops you after... What? Okay, fine. That's fine. $30. So you can only send him 30 at a time. Okay. That's fair. Alright. Oh boy. We've almost got rid of all of them. So that was 60. Okay, how many is this? We sent him 85. We caught 85. We caught 85 Magikarp. And not one shiny. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Yep. That happened. Right. So, we're gonna try this again at some point. But before I hop off, I'm gonna show you what I mean. We were talking about Lavender Town's theme, like, an hour ago at this point, but we may as well stop back by there and I can tell you what I was talking about. how to advertise that you're streaming, you could do it the hard way like I do. I tried to do that thing. Yeah, I tried to do that thing where it automatically posts to Twitter when you start on Twitch, but I don't know if I hooked it up right. I feel like it doesn't do it, but that's an option you can do where whenever you start, it automatically posts to Twitter. Or you could do what I do and do it manually the hard way, where whenever I'm about to stream, I always do like, I do a couple posts beforehand. So like I say, hey, I'm going to be streaming at this time today, like maybe a couple hours before the stream, and then like an hour before I start, and then right when I start. It's a habit from when I didn't get any viewers at all. So like not that long ago from now. But I used to do that on Tumblr, and now I do it on Twitter, since I'm mostly on Twitter now. But it would help if you could tag posts on Twitter the same way as on Tumblr, because that's what I used to do too. I used to put the post in the tag of the game I was playing and stuff. But basically, yeah, that, and then like that's all I do really. I mean, like I don't get many people, but I get a pretty nice bunch, you know, like not many, but the ones that are here, I love y'all. So, you know what I mean? Where am I going? Lavender Town. Where am I? Let's just fly. What am I doing? Let's just fly there. I was gonna walk, but I forgot where I was. Something unpleasant happened to Ponka. What in the world is happening with her lately? She has been in a bad mood and grumpy and pouting and remembering stuff embarrassing. And what on earth is your trouble, child? Like what has happened to you? She used to be so happy. Now she's all cranky, but here. Food fixes everything, so let's just feed you some. There you go. Let's go to Lavender Town. You've only caught one shiny, and that was a one shiny other than the red Gyarados. And you caught a Donphan in Heart Gold. Nice. That ain't bad. I've only ever caught like 2 or 3 legitimately. Like, I have a whole bunch in Moon, but most of those came from the Wonder Trade, and I'm pretty sure they were hacked. But that's fine, you know, but around Christmas, I know a lot of people like to go on the Wonder Trade and put shinies in there, which is pretty cool. But most of mine I've gotten from that, so I don't count those. But the only ones I've ever caught physically, I've only caught like a few. And somehow I've caught 2 random ones. There's one in Moon, I caught a Golbat in the cave, and then in here I got Cheese Louise, the Geodude. But, yeah. They're pretty rare. She doesn't like my plan, yeah. She ain't digging this whole pull up on the Elite Four on a shiny Gyarados and stunt thing. I can't blame her, but you know what? It's going to be worth it. And we're going to do it, and we're going to pull up there. We're going to beat the entire Elite Four. And, Ponka, you're going to be absolutely amazed. You're annoyed now, but it's going to pay off in the end, I swear. Hello. There. Yes. Oh, gosh. I could do the ears forever. Anyways, what I was going to say about the music at this part is it's good and I like it, but it's a perfect example of how I was saying, like, oh gosh, Pokemon Go shinies. I only have a couple of those too. But, like, it's like, so in the original games, right, I feel like it's more like, oh gosh, what were we talking about? We were talking about how remakes of games, the soundtracks in remakes, right? How a lot of times if you play a remake of a game, if you have a lot of memories of the old version of the song, the simpler old version, you could impress more of your own interpretation onto. So when you hear a remake of it and it doesn't match that, then it doesn't sound as good to you, right? So, in this case with Lavender Town, it sounds good in this game, but the original one on original uh, Red and Blue, to me, it sounded more like the beat was heavier, I guess. Like, it's hard to explain, but it had more of a not a rhythm, but like each, I don't know music terms, but it was like heavier, like the beat was heavier. So like it really felt kind of like a funeral procession, like when you're walking through, I mean not anymore, but like what you'd think of as like an old funeral procession, and it felt like that kind of. But like in here it's good too. Like this one has more of a atmospheric eerie kind of vibe, whereas the original one was like, you know, it was heavier, I guess. Yeah, that's all I got to say. It was just an example of what we were talking about. One of the first examples I thought of. I do like how it looks though. I like how everything's actually purple. Well, I may as well save. We actually did catch a Dratini, so it's not like everything was a total loss. We spent an hour, two and a half hours, and all I have to show for it is a Dratini. Actually, you know what? While we're here, let's go to Victory Road and catch a Poliwag, since I don't think I've ever caught one before. It looks displeased. She is really not digging this entire plan. She's probably like, I told you. Like, I told you were going to be here for years. You're never going to catch this thing. You got me out here on the water all day. In game, it's probably been like 3 days. Doing nothing but surfing on the water. Everything's probably all salty. Ponka, I'm sorry. But you know, like I said, it's going to be all worth it. I wonder if we can catch anything in here. The answer is probably not. But I'm surprised we can even fit in here. Look at this. Hey, dude. Can we talk to him from here? No, we can talk to our Pokemon, but not the dude. Well. YouTube took down the original Lavender Town theme. Why? Like, what? I mean, it's probably uploaded somewhere else by now, but, like, for what purpose? That's just petty. Like, why? Oh, well. Maybe Gyarados is preventing Pokemon from spawning. It's like this giant big old dragonfish thing in the middle of a tiny pond. You know, honestly, he probably crushed them all. Oh, the orchestrated one. Oh, yeah. That's a shame. I used to listen to those a lot. Don't you just love when you... The other day, I went back on my YouTube and I clicked on a playlist I made when I was in 10th grade. I think I was like 15 or 16. And I was scrolling around and I was scrolling through it, and like maybe the playlist was 30 songs. It was like songs. Well, songs and A and B's kind of. But it had 30 videos in the playlist and maybe 2 of them still worked. So, don't you just love going through all your old favorite YouTube videos only to see that they've all been copyright claimed? Ain't that lovely? Magikarp do spawn there, but Gyarados pushes them down into the depths. Yikes. Why'd I come back here? What am I doing here? What was I... Well, anyways. I think that is enough for one evening. We still had no success. However, we did... You know, I may as well go shopping. Just to stock up for next stream. so I won't forget to go shopping again. And then, look, we really used like 300 and something Pokeballs. Oh, shoot. No. Wrong thing. No, what am I doing? Look, we started off with 377 Pokeballs and 97 Great Balls, I'm pretty sure. I bought more Ultra Balls, but that means we used 340 something, 330 something, or 340 something Pokeballs for like 80 like 80 Magikarps. Oh man. Oh well. That's right, Poliwag. I forgot. Well, let's do that first before I sign off. Yeah. Every day there's new songs missing from the playlist. Yeah. It's kind of terrible. I remember it was like the Wild Wests of YouTube days where you could upload basically anything and you'd have like AMVs that people made from recording the episode of the anime with, they didn't have smartphones back then, so it had to be with like a portable digital camera from their laptop screen, and use the clips from that, and then use like the song from that they recorded from the radio. And gosh, I made one AMV. I made one, and it got quite a few. I may as well catch this Poliwag too, but it got like, I want to say like over 1,000 views, which for me at the time was incredible. And then YouTube took it down. YouTube took it. That actually happened like a few years ago. Like I actually forgot I made it, and then after a while I remembered, and I was like, I wonder how it's doing, and it isn't there anymore. So, which makes sense because it was all kinds of illegitimate. It wasn't even really an AMV. It was like, okay, so y'all remember the song? It was the ending. No, it was the opening theme for Death Note, the second one, that screamo one by what was that band's name? The song was "What's Up, People," but anyways, that same band, I was obsessed with them for a long time. So I took one of their songs and I found a whole bunch of random anime GIFs, not even of necessarily real anime, but like just characters people drew. Like, you know how people used to draw those little cat girl characters and they'd be like dancing in a GIF. I took a whole bunch of those and like put it to the length of the song, and that was the whole AMV. I don't even remember what I titled it. I remember what the song was, but it was a mess. I'm actually glad YouTube did that a mercy killing. Like, I'm glad they took that down. I'm glad they took it down so that it saved me the embarrassment of seeing it again if I decided to take it down myself. They did the hard part for me. They just pulled the plug. But yeah, I was pretty proud of it for a while. But I'm pretty sure... I'm thinking back to it now. Nothing... Like, they could have individually copyright claimed every single GIF and the song that I used. So, like, it probably would have got, like, 50 strikes. You know, it was fun at the time, though. Not piracy. Not the piracy part. But, you know, I had fun making it. People enjoyed it well enough from what I saw from the comments, but... Anyways, let me save since I caught this Poliwhirl. We didn't really have much luck this stream, but I don't know how to edit videos anymore. I'm sorry, I keep reading the chat. But like, I used to use Windows Movie Maker, and that's what I used for that one. But now they got rid of Windows Movie Maker, and they changed it to like Windows Live Movie Maker or something. I tried to figure it out. I can't do it. I know a lot of people used Sony Vegas. Back in the day anyway. I don't know how to use that either. I don't know what to use anymore. I don't know what's out there. I'm like, at this point, I'm an internet grandma, where it's like back in my day, they used Windows Movie Maker on Windows XP or Windows Vista, and past that, I have no clue. I never learned any of the new the new ways. Um, AnimeMusicVideos.com. Oh my gosh, now that's a throwback. Or like AMV contests. I'm pretty sure there are still AMV contests at conventions. But back in the day when it was basically like the YouTube ones, like the YouTube quality of the time ones, and you just got to watch them all on a big screen at a convention, and they were like arbitrarily judged and prized. Those were the days, man. Them's were the days. Anyways, I think next stream I'm gonna break it up. I know the last couple streams have been Pokemon because I've got Shiny Fever. But I might. We haven't played Paper Mario in a very long time, and we're on chapter 3, I think. And I haven't played Sonic in like a couple of months, so we might check up on our Chow friends. I haven't really decided yet. But then I also want to kind of test this capture card on my PS4 too. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know yet. I don't even know when the next stream is going to be. But I'll let y'all know. Probably maybe next Thursday? Maybe? I don't know. But in any case, I'll figure all that out. Did I save? Let me save one more time. Just in case. You can never save too many times. But however, this plan is still on. The shiny Pokemon plan, the shiny Magikarp, the shiny Magikarp, or shiny Gyarados Elite Four Stunt Flex plan is still on. So we're gonna come back to this at some point. But I think tonight we need to let them repopulate. Like we've single-handedly wiped out Kanto's entire Magikarp population. So I will see y'all next time whenever we do this again, or next time I stream in general, or whenever, I suppose. Oh, thanks for that link to Unraveled. I'm gonna look them up. They sound pretty cool. In any case, I will see y'all later. Thanks for hanging out. And good night. See ya.